There's a method to my madness. You know, I always feel like when I'm choreographing, I like to have one move or one groove that everybody named mama can do. That's what I say. If it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. You know, everybody can do that. And so you feel inclusive in wanting to learn the choreography, and that makes choreography go viral a lot of times. And that makes choreography feel good to people who aren't dancers.
Let's walk through those early days. How involved was your family in the creative arts? Or were you just this baby that just dropped from the sky with all these gifts already?
Yeah, you know what? Nobody in my family can dance. I mean, at all. Like, they don't dance at all. But I grew up around a lot of music. My dad always played Earth, Wind & Fire and War and Anita Baker and Rochelle Farrell and Maxwell. So I always had good soulful music in the house playing all the time. I used to teach my little brother, you know, these dances, and my cousins. All right, let's do these 8 counts at the birthday parties or the Christmas, you know, gatherings. So I always just had this knack for teaching and dancing and creating. Music videos was like my escape. Watching Michael Jackson music videos and Janet Jackson and Aaliyah and Missy Elliott, Britney Spears, Usher, you know, I just was so captivated by what I was seeing on screen. And I kind of became a self-taught dancer. You know, I didn't really take dance classes. I liked hip hop. I liked the stuff I was seeing on TV, and they didn't really have classes to teach you how to dance like the dancers in Missy Elliott's music video, because Missy was on some other shit, you know? I was always rhythmic and musical growing up. And I think that had a huge effect on my choreography and creative side now, for sure.
What was it like going to your first audition, and what'd you audition for?
So my first audition that I went to, I heard about on the radio, was for Sierra 1-2 Step. I went in, they just were looking for kids to freestyle. And I could freestyle, like that was my thing. I could dance. I could dance, but picking up choreography was not my thing. It still really isn't to this day. And I remember I got to like the last 2 kids, and I got cut at the last round. The little girl you see dancing in the 1-2 Step video was supposed to be me, but shortly after that, I auditioned for Usher and got completely chopped in the first round because I couldn't do choreography. But the electricity in the room, I could feel it, and I was like, yeah, this is what I wanna do. Let me get better. Let me figure this out, because I wanna be in these music videos. I wanna pursue this.
It's crazy, you say you're not good at choreography, but you're a choreographer. So how do you balance your gift at naturally freestyling with what it takes to put a choreographed routine together?
My muscle memory, my attention to like retain information is trash. And that's why I have to record myself doing everything. So I have hours and hours and hours of me just setting up my camera and just recording myself moving and freestyling. And I think the difference between making up choreography and kind of learning choreography is that I was always a natural mover. Like, I could just always move my body, and I was a fan of learning as many styles as I could. You know, how they dance in Atlanta, how they dance in LA. You know, I was always a fan of learning styles because it's learning how to speak different languages. So I have a lot of information that I can pull from when I'm just simply freestyling. But coming to learn choreography, oh no, I'm trash.
You've had your share of bumps along the road, you know, not getting that opportunity with Usher, not getting the one with Sierra. Yet, somehow you end up on stage with Beyonce at the Tyra Banks show performing Single Ladies. How did that come about? How did you make that leap?
I started taking classes at a studio called Dance 411 Studios in Atlanta, and I met my stage mothers, Cindy Schneider and Nefertiti Robinson, who basically showed me the ropes about the entire industry: how to walk, how to talk, how to move, how to be a professional dancer. I remember one day I came to class and one of the choreographers had called out sick. I subbed the class, and there was a representative from Bad Boy in the class, and they were like, hey, I like your style, can you come choreograph this music video? And I'm like, who are you talking to? Me? You know, like, this is my second time teaching a class ever. And it just so happened that I choreographed my first video, Sherry Dennis, Portrait of Love. I then booked another job, Tiffany Evans' Promise Ring. I was still in high school, you know, they saw me on TV, so I went from being this nerdy kid that they bullied to like, oh my God, he's on, you know, 106 in Park performing and on these music videos. And so like in a year's time, like everything just kind of sped up. And my best friend, Jaquel Knight at the time, was booking Beyonce. He got the call to do the Single Ladies video. After they wrapped, he was like, can you come to New York like tomorrow to like perform Single Ladies on Tyra Banks? And I'm like, who are you talking to? You know, like I was shook. I was a nervous wreck. We had one rehearsal. I had to learn the entire Single Ladies, which is very hard. It was a style that was new for me. It had a lot of Bob Fosse references. It was more feminine than I had ever really had to dance. And then it was gonna be on TV, and I was like, oh my God, my family's gonna see this. Everybody at school's gonna see this. But I was like, it, let's just do it, let's do it. I met Beyonce the morning of the shoot. We did the performance and I was on the first flight out. It was so quick. I was on stage with Beyonce doing Single Ladies, one of the only men to ever do it, me and Jonte. We were the only guys that ever did Single Ladies with Beyonce.
So did other opportunities come quickly after performing with Beyonce?
No. Actually, no. I was going to all the auditions and they were turning me down. No, it was no, 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 no. So as quickly as things kind of revved up after Single Ladies, it kind of just went flat. And that was another big kind of moment in my career because I really was able to tap into another different creative side that I didn't know I had, which was directing and creative directing. Through all of those no's and every door closed in my face, it hurt to the point where a lot of my art came from that hurt or that no or that like, I'll show you, like, you don't wanna give me an opportunity, well, I'm gonna make an opportunity for myself,
So things go quiet after Single Ladies. What was your next big break after that moment?
I had some really great mentors kind of take me under their wing. One was Fatima Robinson, legendary, iconic Fatima choreographer from Remember the Times, Michael Jackson. She allowed me to help her and assist her on a lot of major projects like the Soul Train Awards and the BET Awards. And then came time that she got this girl group and she was like, Sean, I want you to help me, choreograph this girl group. And it was Fifth Harmony. We did the Boss music video. And I think they really connected with me because the girls never really had an opportunity to work with a choreographer who really wanted them to dance. I think they always wanted them to kind of do fist bumps and move side to side. And I really kind of pushed them through all their different levels of expertise to kind of make a badass girl group. Fifth Harmony was a huge eye-opener to some of the things that you have to kind of expect. The higher you go, the bigger the artist, the bigger the budgets, the bigger the egos. But then on top of that, every artist and every camp and every record label is completely different. At the same time, I booked Missy, who was a whole nother lesson because Missy is a legend and her creativity, the way that she would challenge me and push me and dig things out of me that I never knew I had in me was a whole nother learning experience because I would go in and work with artists and I would do my best work and they're like, great, perfect, it's cool, let me learn it. You go in, you do your best work for Missy and she'd be like, cut, start over tomorrow, you can do better. I never heard that before, I never got that. I never had someone say, you can do better, start fresh tomorrow.
2019 VMAs, you worked on two iconic performances, one for Missy, where she won the Video Vanguard Award, and also that iconic Normani performance. What was that night like for you?
Two artists are performing at the VMAs at the same time. One who I've been working with, who is my legendary icon, who I learned how to dance from watching her music videos, is being honored with the Video Vanguard Award. And she wants me to dance on stage. I was like, Missy, can I just sit this one out? Can I, I just choreograph from back here. She's like, yeah, get your ass on stage. And then at the same night, having to do the debut premiere of Normani's Motivation music video, which, when that dropped, I think was definitely a groundbreaker as far as a chocolate pop girl coming to really stomp and dance. And people hadn't seen that type of video and that type of choreography in a very long time. I had to do the live performance and make sure that her debut solo MTV VMA performance was legendary. So I don't remember a thing about that whole process. I just worked and worked and worked and didn't sleep, and I was doing 18-hour days. I would start with Missy, which is a whole nother ball game just as far as creativity and meetings and details. And I think we had 80, 90 dancers, We did like 5, 6 songs, costume changes, everything. I had to choreograph it all. And then on top of that, figure out this whole Normani project at the same time. So I just worked. But again, all the no's and the stress and everything that I had been through, is one of those things that prepares you to be like, don't forget when they slam that door in your face. Like, you show them, show them.
When did Cardi B first reach out to you about working with her for the single Up?
When we dropped Motivation, a friend of mine, Colin Carter, Cardi B's stylist, called me and was like, yo, man, myself and Cardi are like obsessed with that motivation video. You know, she would love for you to choreograph something for her. She was like, Shy, I'm not gonna do my Cardi voice. She was like, I need time, I need to rehearse. And I was like, okay, we're gonna get you. You know, I didn't wanna do something easy. And so it was a fine line of figuring out how hard I go, how intricate we go. So we worked for 2 months. We rehearsed for 2 months. Cardi worked really hard, and up became up, and it was stuck.
Up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Up, then it's up. If it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck.
So what is that balance between creating a routine that moves the culture forward while at the same time making it accessible to the masses so that they can do these same moves at home and post them to their socials?
The thing that I've done my entire life is I've always made sure to do me. I never really liked to watch or follow other people who are creating choreography because I don't want to get too influenced. That mixed with, again, how many moves that I can do that everybody named mama can do, which is a huge thing, you know? I was like, I feel like Cardi could do this. My mom could do this. If we just put a pocket to it, we do a little lean to the side, it's up and it's stuck, you know? I kind of camouflage easy moves in a really hard dance that's really full out, and it at least makes you feel like, let me give this a try, because I know I can do this. Oh, this easy. But once you do everything leading up to it, it's like, woo, okay, I'm dancing. All right, okay, Sean, you got me up. This ain't no TikTok dance, you know, but it's going viral on TikTok because it feels good.
When you're talking about a music video, how much are you thinking about outside of just the dance moves? Are you thinking about how many dancers are on set? What does the set look like? How much of that is going into your mind as you try to work to complement the director's vision?
I'm so glad you asked that, because I don't think people understand that the choreographer is probably one of the most key people who has to be so in tune with every single department. Styling, what kind of shoes are we wearing? What's the outfit? Is it too restricting? Set design, you know, you've been practicing on a wood floor with heels on, and all of a sudden you show up to the set and it's carpet. You gotta be on one accord with every single department when you're working on music videos, you know? So the choreographer, on top of being the artist therapist and creating and choreographing the dancers and finding the dancers, casting the dancers, how they look, their body sizes, their heights, all that stuff is so important. I don't just dance and listen to music all day. There's a business to it that you have to really perfect, or one ball drop, the entire project, you know, can go to waste.
Those who haven't had a chance to see your face probably know your voice from that TikTok video that went viral with the bookie bookie boo.
It's ooh, crack a bookie bookie boo. Bop, 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 bop. If it's, then it's lean.
What was it like seeing that go viral? Like, how did you react to seeing that all over the world?
I should have known you was gonna ask me about that. I'm a very shy person and I hate my voice. So for my voice to go viral, it was like nails on a chalkboard for me. It was crazy because it came from, for some reason, while the people were doing this up challenge, they were rolling their arms on their first move. And I'm like, where are y'all getting that from? Like, the music video, we're not rolling our arms. And so it turned into a joke where I got on live one time and I was like, all right, everybody, look. I'm about to teach y'all the actual choreography. This is how it goes. Stop rolling your arms. And I started, you know, doing the steps through my vernacular, you know, my bookie boos and all that stuff. And just like that, like wildfire, one person picked it up and made a video to it, and then 10, and then 50, and then it was out of here. And I was just like, what the is going on? Like, every time I get on Instagram or Twitter, I hear my voice.
Normani just released Wild Side and the internet is already starting to go crazy. Did you anticipate the record having this kind of impact?
Absolutely, we knew it. We knew it when we were on set. We were like, this is different, man. We knew that the video was going to shake people and be groundbreaking.
We can't just keep talking about it. We think too often about it. We can't just be cautious about it. I wanna get wild.
I'm glad that we shot a video how we did, because it sells the song even better. It's an incredible song, but they wanted to put Normani in this pop girl lane, and this completely shatters it. It shows that she can be just as diverse as Rihanna, you know? When we shot that video, we looked at each other just like, damn, man, like, we were just very proud, and all the hard work paid off.
What was your favorite scene from the Wild Side video? Cause y'all went crazy with the stunts on this one.
The scene where we're dragging her on the floor, she's just sliding like a snake, and we have all these guys, you know, jumping over her, flipping over her. She's sliding through the guy's legs. I mean, I saw it in my head, and it was one of those things where I was like, okay, now how the do we pull this off? And Normani was like, well, how the do we pull this off? You know, I love challenges because it's easy to just stand forward and have dancers in formation in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but to throw in an element that's tricky and then still make it look sexy and seamless and flawless and cool and outside the box, and the way that the camera rotates, it looks like she's sliding on the floor, then it looks like she's sliding up the wall, then it looks like she's on the ceiling, and then she flips over. When we shot that, I was stuck on that scene for like 3 days. We got out what we saw in our heads, you know? There's a lot of scenes in the video, but I think that one, just creativity-wise and creating it in the studio, was a lot of fun.
When you look back at your journey, that 16-year-old who moved to Atlanta just hoping to get his foot in the door, all the way to all that you've accomplished now, what goes through your mind?
You know, the sad thing about it is that I don't have an answer to that because I haven't stopped. I haven't had a chance to catch my breath and look back and be like, whoa. I never in a million years thought that this would be my life. It was never intended. I knew I loved dance, I knew I loved music, and that was it. Even though I've set goals for myself, I have completely shattered them and have done things way far beyond my wildest dreams. When I kind of slow down a little bit, I would love to actually start feeling successful or start feeling accomplished or start feeling, you know, that I've been able to inspire people, but it's so hard because I'm so focused and I'm still going up, 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 and it's stuck. No.